Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Ahia, not Allah. It's Yahweh. His only begotten son name is Yahweh Shai, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christus, not Yeshaya. It's Yahweh Shai. So got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah of the GMS Orlando camp, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord's willing, this be edifying. And this is how they really feel.
To embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse. They are the heirs of yesterday's foolish fortune tellers, and I have them, and you have them, and we all have them. And they want to see us do badly, but we don't let that happen.
Nah, that's what he say. But they speak a whole different thing behind the scenes.
The real problem is this, James. 2 decades, there will be 7 billion human beings on this planet. Most of them brown, yellow, or black. All of them hungry. All of them determined to love. They'll swarm out of their breeding grounds into Europe and North America. Hence Vietnam. An all-out effort there will give us control of South Asia for decades to come. And with proper planning, we can reduce the population to 550 million by the end of the century. I know. I've seen the data.
You sound rather like gods reading the doomsday book, don't we?
Well, someone has to do it. Not only will the nations affected be better off, but the techniques developed there can be used to reduce our own excess population. Blacks, Puerto Ricans, Mexican Americans, poverty-prone whites, and so forth.
You see that? He talking to you about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And he said even the casualties of war, okay, they own people, man. They don't care, okay? You heard him talk about the Guidestone. He said they can maintain humanity at 550 million people, man. They got the Georgia Guidestones, okay? And they are using different biowarfares, man. Okay? They got Rex 84 plan. They got Project Megiddo. Okay? They got Operation Cable Splice. They got Project Bluebeam. They got Operation Garden Plot. The King Alpha plan. They got Operation Paperclip, man. Okay? These are the things that they have to use to exterminate you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? That's why Yahweh Shah said, except the days be short, there shall no flesh be saved, man. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Let me play this again for you, because I don't believe you heard it. And this, I was watching the elder, Yashawamba, from the Dallas camp, and he did a lesson. He did a very edifying lesson. It's about 58 minutes. And he put this clip in it. And I text him, asked him, where did he get this clip from? Because I gotta use this, man. This is Psalm 64:8 all day long, man. They make their own tongue fall upon themselves, man. Listen to this again.
The real problem is this, James. 2 decades, there will be 7 billion human beings on this planet. Most of them brown, yellow, or black. all of them hungry, all of them determined to love. They'll swarm out of their breeding grounds into Europe and North America, hence Vietnam. An all-out effort there will give us control of South Asia for decades to come. And with proper planning, we can reduce the population to 550 million by the end of the century. I know.
You see? That's on the Georgia Guidestone, man.
I've seen the data.
He's seen the data.
We sound rather like gods reading the Doomsday Book, don't we?
Well, someone has to do it. Not only will the nations affected be better off, but the techniques developed there can be used to reduce our own excess population. Blacks, Puerto Ricans, Mexican Americans, poverty-prone whites, and so forth.
He talking to you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? And this is from February the 15th. Check this out.
因为武汉这个事情，武汉这个瘟疫，都是有计谋、有计划发出来这个瘟疫，牺牲的是我们平民老百姓，我的家人，我的父母在家等死，没有人关心我们平民老百姓的性命，有钱也买不到药，有钱也买不到病房。然后香港同胞，你们独立我支持，台湾独立我也支持，西藏、香港独立都支持，摆脱共产党的邪恶手爪，腐败的政权，邪恶的社会，没有一个人可以自由发声，没有一个人，只有一个人自由发声，就去警察局喝茶、拘留、判刑，法律是他们判的，他们能说判几多年就能判几多年，律师都没有用的，有一个正义的律师都会关起来，他不会为正生儿说话，因为他们有邪恶的政权压迫下不能正的说话。我要告诉你们，一个人牺牲，两个人牺牲，革命肯定是有血有肉来牺牲。我想站出来，我暴露出来，我就要站出来，我就要牺牲，为我的父母，为我的家人，为我以后的后代可以自由的生活。我发声，我也很危险，我也知道，但是我已经受不了了，受不了了。
This happened when you get quarantined, man. When it's martial law. Hey, this gonna happen to all you in North America, man. Okay? Over here in Babylon the Great. You just keep living, you gonna see. All you rebellious, wicked Israelites, you're gonna see, man.
没有病床，没有医药 ，CCTV 讲的那个新闻全部都是假的，全部。他们的吼声，他们的叫声，我看到了。我要发声，我要为我自己发声，我要为我武汉的人民发声，我要为中国同胞发声。就是有养老金，他们想把这个养老金废掉，搞这些事情。这种邪恶的政权，我真的不想再真的不想再沉默了。我要发声了，我要疯了。
You heard what she said? Hey, she can't keep her mouth shut. And that's how the prophets of the Lord is, man. Isaiah 62, 6 and 7. Psalms 19 and 2. Jeremiah 20 and 9. Okay? Hey, what Ezra said in 2nd Ezra chapter 7, man. Okay? Couldn't keep his mouth shut, man. Once the Lord put the spirit in him, man. He said he gave him a cup of water, but the color was as fire, man. Hey, she pissed off, man. They over there quarantined, martial law, okay? Wuhan is shut down, man. Beijing is shut down. And other cities over there in China is shut down, man, in Moab land. And they pissed off, man. While you jakes over here watching Love and Hip Hop and enjoying life, man, destruction is coming.
没有一个人可以站出来，我现在站出来了。一定要反抗，一定要反抗啊！同胞们，不能再让他们宰割鸡呀、 咱不能再可以这样了。为了下一代站起来，真的是站。
She talking about for the next generation, she got to speak out. Ain't gonna be no next generation, man. I can't live like this anymore. She said, I can't live like this anymore. What?
起来呀！
We have to speak out for the next generation. This is it. This is it. See that? Missing. We lost them. We have another woman streaming help from the world. We can't lose her again like them. And she said she is in danger now. We have to protect her. Hey, man. Hey, this is a part of what? What does scripture say? Hey, you following the daughters of Babylon, man. So guess what? Let's run this back. But this what this devil say. All of these things is playing out. But this is what coming out of his mouth.
To embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse. They are the heirs of yesterday's foolish fortune tellers, and I have them, and you have them, and we all have them. And they want to see us do badly, but we don't let that happen.
So you see, then you got these devils speaking like this right here, man. Like just boldly, frankly.
The real problem is this, James. 2 decades, there will be 7 billion human beings on this planet. Most of them brown, yellow, or black.
Now this is a 1973 movie now. 1973. And is it not over 7-some billion people on the earth right now? Come on, man. These are all the plans, man. Okay? Agenda 21. Okay, they got the problem, reaction, solution plan, man. They create the problem, the people react, and the people come to the government, to the elites for a solution, man. What's the solution? Hey, if you take the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, you won't have to worry about none of these things.
All of them hungry. All of them determined to love. They'll swarm out of their breeding grounds into Europe and North America. Hence Vietnam. An all-out effort there will give us control of South Asia for decades to come. And with proper planning, we can reduce the population to 550 million by the end of the century. I know. I've seen the data.
You sound rather like gods reading the Doomsday Book, don't we?
Well, someone has to do it. Not only will the nations affected be better off, but the techniques developed there can be used to reduce our own excess population. Blacks, Puerto Ricans, Mexican Americans, poverty-prone whites, and so forth.
You see, man? Hey, these devils is cold with it, man.
An 80-year-old Chinese tourist has become Europe's first coronavirus fatality. The pensioner from Hubei province was taken ill 3 weeks ago while on holiday in France and died yesterday. Here, all but one of the 9 patients in the UK to have tested positive for the virus have been released from hospital. The Health Secretary said it was evidence that the NHS is well prepared to deal with the virus. But a survey of NHS staff by this programme shows that many are concerned about the lack of capacity. Here's Fatma Manji.
The first death from coronavirus in Europe took place at Bichat Hospital in Paris. The patient was an 80-year-old Chinese tourist who developed a serious lung infection due to the virus. He was admitted here some 3 weeks ago after initially being turned away from 2 other hospitals. This is just one of a handful of hospitals in France with special isolation rooms. In China, the World Health Organization has begun an investigation into how the virus is spreading, with a warning that it's impossible to predict which direction the epidemic will take.
For too long, the world has operated on a cycle of panic and neglect. We throw money at an outbreak, And when it's over, we forget about it and do nothing to prevent the next one.
So how will Britain's health system manage? 8 out of 9 people being treated for the virus have now been discharged. The Health Secretary says it's evidence of the NHS being well prepared. But this programme has heard from healthcare workers who are worried.
I think that the NHS is ready for coronavirus. My concerns lie more with the fact that the NHS is already at a tipping point. We know that this illness can be very mild and may not require intensive care facilities, but acute respiratory symptoms might do, and we are familiar with the fact that our ITU departments, our children's ITU departments, are very full indeed, and that is a worry if this were to become a widespread disease in the UK.
Last night in a special programme, we aired concerns expressed in an exclusive survey of over 500 frontline NHS staff. Since then, more health workers have been in touch with us. We've repeatedly heard complaints about NHS 111 giving out wrong advice.
I'm a GP. Lots of reports of 111 triaging calls inappropriately and sending suspected cases to A&E and GPs. Nightmare situation.
And GPs not being prepared or having the right equipment.
We can't get hold of any personal protective equipment gear. It's out of stock everywhere.
While staff in hospitals are telling us they're worried they won't cope.
We have a major lack of critical care isolation rooms. Our hospital is already full.
We don't have the intensive care unit capacity or enough adequate infection control rooms. I can't tell you how worried I am about my elderly, immunosuppressed, diabetic and cancer treatment patients.
Public Health England says advice and updates on coronavirus are being sent to hospitals across the country, and that there are extensive plans across the NHS for dealing with the reasonable worst-case scenario.
An 80-year-old Chinese...
So, this is 2 Ezra 15:46. It reads, "And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her." Like unto who? Babylon the Great. It said Asia, okay? And you go to look up the map, pull up Asia, and you will see. "And has decked thyself, and have decked thy daughters in whoredom, that thou may please the glory in thy lovers." Who's the main lover of Asia? North America, Babylon the Great. "Which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence," which is the coronavirus, "to waste thy houses with destruction and death." Okay? When you go to Jeremiah 48, it speaks about Moab, man. And read a couple lines from it. Jeremiah 48:2. "There shall be no more praise of Moab in Heshbon. They have devised evil against it. Come and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madmen. The sword shall pursue thee." Who's the sword? Esau, Edom. "Moab is destroyed. Her little ones have caused a cry to be heard." Verse 7 says, "For because thou hast trusted in thy works and in thy treasures, thou shalt also be taken. And Chemosh shall go forth into captivity with her priests and her princes together. And the spoiler shall come upon every city, and no city shall escape. The valley also shall perish, and the plain shall be destroyed, as the Lord hath spoken." It said Moab, verse 11 said, "Moab has been at ease from his youth, and he have settled on his lees, and have not been emptied from vessel to vessel," just like North America. "Neither have he gone into captivity, therefore his taste remained in him, and his scent is not changed. Yeah, the pride of your heart have deceived you, just like North America, Babylon the Great, Esau, Edom. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send upon him wanderers that shall cause him to wander, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence. Moab is spoiled and gone up out of her cities, and his chosen young men are gone down to the slaughter, saith the King, whose name is Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua of hosts. The calamity of Moab. Moab is China. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasteth fast. Okay? Verse 20 says, Moab is confounded, for it is broken down, just like North America. Howl and cry. Tell ye in it are none that Moab is spoiled. Okay? The horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, saith Yahweh. Make ye him drunken, for he magnify himself against the Lord Yahweh. Bahashim Yahushua. Moab also shall wallow in his vomit, and he also shall be in derision. And that's what we see going on right now. O ye that dwell in Moab, O ye that dwell in China, leave the city and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the holes, in the sides of the hole's mouth. We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceedingly proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, but it shall not be so. He lies. His lies shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cut out for all Moab. My heart shall mourn for the men of Kirheres. Verse 38 say, Jeremiah 48:38, there shall be lamentation generally upon all the houses, upon all the housetops of Moab, and in the streets thereof, for I have broken Moab like a vessel, wherein is no pleasure, saith the Lord. They shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? How have Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision and a dismaying to all them about him. Hey, you heard, you see it? You just saw it, man. Okay? You just saw it, man. Let me go back.
自由发声，没有一个人，只有一个人自由发声，就去警察局喝茶、拘留、判刑，法律是他们办的，他们能。
Hey, she pissed off, man. Okay, Jeremiah 48:42. And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he have magnified himself against the Lord. Fear and the pit and the snare shall be upon thee, O inhabitant of Moab, saith the Lord. You see? Yeah, man. You see? The pride of their heart have deceived them, just like Esau Edom, man. Yeah, man. And she pissed off, man. Okay? And he over there broke down, man. Another city of confusion that's broke down, man. Because the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. He's doing it. And so I just had to show this. Lord willing, this is edifying. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashim Yahushua. Bahashim Rakah Kodash. The honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well, who teach well. And the sincere salutation to all the arguing, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm going to play this one more time. I'm going to close out, man.
real problem is this, James. 2 decades, there will be 7 billion human beings on this planet. Most of them brown, yellow, or black. All of them hungry. All of them determined to love. They'll swarm out of their breeding grounds into Europe and North America. Hence Vietnam. An all-out effort there will give us control of South Asia for decades to come. And with proper planning, we can reduce the population to 550 million by the end of the century. I know. I've seen the data.
You sound rather like gods reading the Doomsday Book, don't we?
Well, someone has to do it. Not only will the nations affected be better off, but the techniques developed there can be used to reduce our own excess population. Blacks, Puerto Ricans, Mexican Americans, poverty-prone whites, and so forth.
But they the ones dying of opioids, suicide, ODing, and they are dying faster than they can be born. Because they can't reproduce fast enough. Deuteronomy 30:7. Hey, Shalom.